Hello, third grade, and welcome to lesson 4-9, Make Sense and Persevere. So this lesson is basically a review of everything we've learned in our chapter, remembering how to use our skills and what we know to help us solve problems that we don't know the answer to. Let's go ahead and watch our video.
How can you make sense of a problem and persevere in solving it? Think about this question during the lesson. A store has boxes of video games for sale. In each box, the video games are in 2 rows with 3 video games in each row. Each video game costs the same amount. What is the cost of each video game? What is the hidden question?
The hidden question is, what is the total number of video games in a box?
Think, what do I need to do? Here's my thinking. I need to make sense of the problem before I can solve it. If I get stuck, I need to persevere until I find the cost of each video game. To persevere, you can check your strategy and your work. Think, how can I make sense of and solve this problem? I can identify what is known from the problem, look for and answer hidden questions in the problem, make a plan to solve the problem, check to make sure my work and answer make sense. Let's look at the problem again. A store has boxes of video games for sale. In each box, the video games are in 2 rows with 3 video games in each row. Each video game costs the same amount. What is the cost of each video game? What information do you know? What do you need to find?
So here you want to stop and think. Look at the information. This is where I tell you guys to constantly annotate your questions, circle or box your numbers, underline important facts, and underline what they're asking you. So we know they have boxes of video games for sale. We know that there are 2 rows with 3 video games in each row. And each video game costs the same amount. What is the cost of each video game and what information do you know? What do you need to find out? So let's go ahead and see how we can apply the numbers and the information that the question gave us to solving the problem.
Here's my thinking. I know a box costs $54. There are 2 rows of 3 games in a box. I need to find the cost of each game. First, I need to find the total number of games in a box. Which operation will you use to find the total number of games in a box?
Now
Select your answer.
remember that we have 2 rows with 3 games in each row. So we want to figure out how much is 2 rows of 3. And for that, we're going to use our multiplication facts.
I will multiply the number of rows by the number of games in each row. 6 games are in a box. Then I will divide the cost of a box by the total number of games to find the cost of each game. Each game costs $9. Does the answer make sense? How do you know? Yes, I know a box costs $54. There are 6 games in a box, so $54 divided by 6 equals $9. Now I know how I can make sense of a problem and persevere in solving it.
So another strategy you can always use is the inverse operation to check if your answer is correct. So if I know 54 divided by 6 equals 9, I'm going to use multiplication and do 9 times 6. If that is also equal to 54, then I know I've double checked my answers really carefully to make sure that I answered it the right way. So let's take a look at our guided practice question, and then we're going to look at our notes and start solving. So our guided practice questions also have hidden questions in them. So there's something you have to do, an extra step that you have to go through before you solve. So our question says 12 friends went camping. All except 4 of them went on a hike. The hikers carried 32 water bottles. Each hiker carried the same number of water bottles. How many water bottles did each hiker carry? So number 1 says, tell what you know, then explain what you need to find first to solve the problem. And the second part says, tell which operation you'll use and then solve the problem. So let's go ahead and do our notes quickly and jump into those questions. Now, when we are trying to make sense and persevere, when we want to solve a problem that we're stuck on, we have to stop and think, what do I need to find? What do I know? What's my plan for solving it? What else can I try if I get stuck? And how can I check my work? So when you want to make sense of a problem, ask yourself and figure out what information is known. So what information does the question give me? I need to find and answer any hidden questions that are in there. I need to make a plan to solve, and then I always need to check my work to make sure I did it correctly. So for the first part of that question, it asked us to figure out what we know and what we need to find. So what do I know? I know that there are 12 friends that went camping. I know that all except 4 of them went hiking. So not everybody went on the hike. 4 fewer than the total number went on the hike. I know that they carried 32 water bottles in all, and each person carried the same number of water bottles. So that's what I know from the question. What I need to find out is how many people went hiking and how many bottles each hiker carried. So my first hidden question is how many people went hiking? So they told us all of them except 4 went hiking. So I'm going to use subtraction first, and then I'm going to use division. So 12 minus those 4 that didn't go hiking equals 8 hikers altogether. Now I know I have those 32 water bottles, and I need to divide them equally between those 8 hikers. So 32 divided by 8 equals 4. How do I check? I'll do the inverse operation. 4 times 8 is equal to 32. If that's correct, then I know my answer is also correct. So I know that each hiker carried 4 water bottles on the hike. That's the end of this lesson, 3rd grade. Again, this is just a review lesson to help you review everything that we learned in this chapter. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I hope you have an amazing day, 3rd grade. Take care. Bye-bye.